22.
And a lot of times in situations like this, when you come into such a dynamic environment, go on the road, you look to your veterans to step up and help you and push you through hard and rough spots. But I'll tell you what, the youngsters have really been in the limelight here this evening. Combination play on the goals, good job tracking back defensively. They've just really been involved all around the pitch here tonight.
Think about it, Mikey Lopez, who came over from NYCFC, 25 years old. Omar Gordon, 26 years old. Seth and Elizondo attacking players in their own right, both 30 years old. It's a couple of teenagers and a 22-year-old that have led this team to a 3-goal lead. Alvarez skips in for Restrepo. Shandel, Restrepo. Alvarez went in on Restrepo. It's a yellow card for the most carded team in the league. It's to Alvarez. It's his first yellow card of the year, the former second overall pick to Chivas USA.
Well, Carlos Alvarez saying to Luis Guardia, I didn't touch him, but I'll tell you what, in situations like that, you're so close. Unless you're going to get in there, pull out of the challenge. Don't even give the referee an opportunity to sniff his book. Instead, Carlos Alvarez, you're going to get another look coming from the right, all the way across. He's going to stick his right foot out there, and he definitely follows through and hits Diego Restrepo. And he's going to force the hand of the referee here in the 69th minute.
Before the season, Chalice describing his team as the most yellow carded in the league they've been in, based on their style, that they're not afraid of that. Restrepo has been down a couple times here this evening. Alvarez shown yellow.
You can see once again, a little bit difficult from slow-mo, but Alvarez definitely stepping in. Almost catches him twice, to be honest. The initial step with the right foot on the right leg, and then as he steps down, that's a little bit of the left toe. Carlos Alvarez, not someone we're used to seeing fouls called upon by the referee. Extremely offensive-minded. Shies away a little bit at times in those challenges. Could see him say right away, I didn't touch him, but Diego Restrepo, an extravagant little limp going on as he pulls away to show him exactly what Carlos Alvarez just did to his calf.
Restrepo banged up to say the least. Matt Cardoni available off the bench. The team that's only used one of their substitutes. Guadarrama reversing for Presley. And Torres up the line. Ian Torres' number is on that board too. And a change on the way for Lights FC. Beg your pardon, it's Marco Jaime who's going to come off. Las Vegas native checking out. Matt Thomas, another Las Vegas native, a guy who went to Palo Verde High School and Rocky Mountain College. First ever goal scorer, Las Vegas Lights history, checking in.
Scored quite rapidly as well, and this is the change that I thought we would see earlier on. Matt Thomas is going to show you a lot of speed. He's very direct. Actually came up through the Real Salt Lake Youth Academy, and someone the Lights like to go to when they're in need of a spark. And what you'll see, that's an offense for defense right there for sure. They're pulling Marco off. They're going to move Matt in. Now you're going to see what role he's going to play.
La Torre header caught by Restrepo, and it's Matt Thomas right off the bat.
And they were rotating with that 3-4-3, kind of a hybrid 3-5-2, if you will. Talked about Carlos Alvarez stepping back in, but as you said, right off the bat, just a good ball sprayed outside, knocked into the middle, and Matt Thomas, known a little bit more for his leaping ability, stretching the field. Good job getting up.
Diaz has been a shot in the arm in the second half. Serving for Alatorre, who crosses again. Brought down, Kobayashi ahead. Alvarez back to Kobayashi at the byline. A goal kick on the way. Roshandel following him all the way to the end.
And Kobayashi looks fit. He has lost a solid 15 pounds since we initially saw him in preseason. He has shed the weight and really stepped into this role well. We've used the word combination for San Antonio all night long, but the Lights putting a little bit of that on display there. Nice little spark for the Las Vegas Lights. See if they can continue.
Diaz stripped. A foul. Kobayashi wants to go. Alatorre. Alvarez lost it. Cochran goes down over the ball. Oh, Ochoa is frustrated.
It's the second or third time we've seen Sammy Ochoa step in behind one of the defenders. Greg Cochran being the recipient of that challenge there. See a little bit of fancy footwork from Diego Restrepo.
A little bit of hold-up play. Ochoa against Cochran. Ochoa knocks back. Ian Torres falls in front. Alvarez puts it in. And Las Vegas has one back with a quarter of an hour to go.
Well, Sammy Ochoa showing some frustration, but does a good job working back. Great ball played in. And then looks like it's a pass. It's definitely not. That is a strike on goal. Carlos Alvarez, the recipient of a nasty little deflection, and you're going to see the hesitancy from Ryan Felix coming across. Your center back, you got to step in and make that challenge. You never want to see him leave his feet. Didn't need to. All he needed to do is stick one foot out, get in front of Carlos Alvarez. Alvarez gets a look, gets the tiniest little window, finishes to the far post, and there's a little bit of life left in the Las Vegas Lights.
It's his second of the year. Nobody silences the electric company for long. For the fourth straight home game, over 8,000 at Cashman Field. King, flag flying. It's a foul. This won't count. Look at Ferrigno firing the ball back out and trying to get Las Vegas back on the comeback trail.
Well, that's the ferociousness and energy that the electric company likes to see. You can hear the fans really getting into it. Even the PA announcer making himself known a little bit more regularly than he was in the first half, and that's good to see. Good emotion from the hometown fans. It's exactly the response you want from your squad. How's San Antonio going to counterpunch?
Stretched out, Bruce to his right, Presley fires. It took a deflection out front. It was a good idea. Guadarrama. And here comes Alvarez. Goal in the 75th. Roshandel. Lobbed over the top. Chance now for Bruce! The 19-year-old! But it won't count. So very close for San Antonio trying to put this thing away. Bruce now 2 goals in the last 3 minutes, neither of which counted. And it's a foul against Thomas. And King really rotating on the ground here.
Class by Sammy Ochoa, stepping over to Darnell King. And going back to your point, Mike, Alex Bruce, just finding him in the right place at the right time. Newcastle native, spent a lot of time overseas. You could see the technical ability creeping into this match all over the place, combining with each and every player, and he's done a really good job up top in isolation at times. He and Connor Presley have really been running this offense. Now San Antonio, a little bit of work left. Clock's ticking away. You're going to see another change from Darren Powell. Isidro and El Chelis have used all of their chess pieces. What pawns does Powell have left?
Mikey Lopez, 5 years in Major League Soccer, Sporting Kansas City, then NYCFC. San Antonio with a unique affiliation with New York City Football Club. Castillo comes off a penalty scored for him in the 51st. Got dabbed up there on the way out.
Mikey's a player. He's got a lot of that fiery ferociousness that a lot of these Las Vegas Lights players has. He'll play out on the right. He'll play in the middle. As he comes into the middle of the pitch, tends to hold more of like a left center midfielder, holding midfielder role. He and Pekka are going to try and lock that down in the final 10 minutes here. See if they can escape. It's been difficult. And jumping out to that 3-0 lead, but the Lights have crawled their way back into this match.
On the way for Christian Torres. Instead, a free kick conceded at the halfway line. Skips to Alatorre, who slides and pops it up. It's over from Diaz.
Well, they say you got to give credit where credit is due, and Marcelo Alatorre has done such a good job on the right side tonight, whipping in ball after ball after ball. And this one coming off a deflection, just a last-ditch effort trying to get to the end line, whips one across, and Isaac Diaz gets right to the 6-yard box. Diogo Strepo once again just tracking back from the near post. Darren Powell's going to have a few words with his goalkeeper after this one.
Torres took it away. Sends it ahead into a player in an offside position, Ochoa. That's it, run out. And lest we forget, there was an incident early in this half that cost 7 or 8 minutes of game time to cross. There isn't 9 minutes plus a couple. We could legitimately see another 18 minutes.
Oh, easily, Mike. And that's one of the things that Las Vegas needs to keep in the back of their mind. And for the San Antonio squad, they've got to stay composed. Again, such a difficult environment to come in and play in. They're still showing the ability to get forward.
Guadarrama out in front. Ferrigno didn't claim it.
But unless you can find the back of the net, it's going to be wasted energy. Las Vegas will look to capitalize on it and go the other way.
Lopez took it away. Escalante was in an offside position when Lopez knocked it ahead.
And I know a lot of fans don't like to hear it, but this is one of those situations. If you're a San Antonio FC fan, you'd like to see Darren Powell almost pull a Mourinho type move and just park the bus. Up 3-1 on the road. Haven't been able to find the back of the net a lot. They tickled the nylon a few times tonight. This would be a huge 3 points if they could get out of here. You see them continue to push forward.
San Antonio fans making the trip. This is going to become a highlight on a lot of Western Conference schedules this year for the traveling support. Alamo City done proud tonight. Still a long way to go. Diaz knocked away. Pekka takes over. Escalante, his first goal in San Antonio colors. Ball skipping ahead. Foligno comes out diving with a header. And off those heroics, Alvarez. Diaz comes down to Pekka. Cochran lost the handle. Weekie. That's out. Change on the way. How about Jose Escalante tonight? His first goal coming over from the Houston organization. A pacifier in tow. First since the birth of his child in preseason. And Cesar Elizondo comes on, the 30-year-old Costa Rican.
Darren Powell not shying away from a challenge. Pulling the speedy midfielder forward. Going tit for tat. Cesar Elizondo so good at stretching play up top and on the side. You're going to see him slide over to the left. I almost wonder if they'd give Connor Presley an opportunity to come over and see what he could do on the left-hand side. But a good shift by Jose Escalante. I tell you, track back a couple minutes, Mike. 90 seconds to 2 minutes ago. A lot of times you'll see coaches and players question the, we'll call it, antics of Ricardo Foligno. But Isidro and El Chelis like to call it composure in the back. And as long as his antics don't get out of control, well, I'll tell you what, that was controlled chaos a moment ago, because just excellent vision for him to understand the play breaking down. Good job stepping up. Could have been a goal-saying save by the keeper using his head.
Diaz overrun. At the feet of Elizondo, out to Alatorre. Swerving a ball toward the area. Guadarrama running into a much bigger and much stronger Joel Weekie. Kobayashi for Torres. San Antonio 4-match winless streak. It felt like they had a chance to win in every match they've played this year. Ball for Alvarez, popped up. Restrepo will control. The San Antonio team behind Diego Restrepo's fantastic goalkeeping allowed all of 24 goals last year. Lost just 4 times. Garnered 62 points, second best in the USL's Western Conference. After starting 14 matches unbeaten. Alatorre playing it out in front. Deflects. And a corner. It's a long run from Ryan Felix. Cover that ground.
Well, communication definitely not at its finest for the back line of San Antonio FC. Good job by Darnell King and the right back stepping over, sliding across. He could see that Ryan and Ryan, we'll call it the Ryan brothers, R2, both of them beat. Good job by King stepping over.
To the near post. Falls out in front, headed, and caught by Restrepo. Garduño is down, grabbing for his face.
Another look from Garduño stepping over and just all bouncing around. Difficult to see from that angle. He's grabbing his head. The technical staff comes to take a look at him.
Should be noted, both teams have used all 3 of their substitutes.
And there's no more moves to be made in this chess match, and now it's just going to turn into a heavyweight title fight and see who can slug it out the most and get out of here unscathed. I'll tell you what, Mike, Darren Powell, he said something to us that's been interesting in the past, well, not even in the past, almost this entire game. He said to us that he thought Diego Restrepo really struggled the first few games with the back line because there were new guys, injuries, people floating around, and that he had to learn a bunch of new names to communicate with everyone. I think he's the one who struggled with communication here this evening, because the back line has done a good job, but you can see him continuously second-guessing himself and not talking to the boys appropriately, and you can see the spacing's very off.
It's a team still without Stephen McCarthy, not 90-minute match fit. Without the reigning defensive player of the year, Sebastian Ibeagha. That's a foul in the center circle. It's a straight red to Torres. Sent off in the 88th minute.
Well, Christian Torres, frustrated, bewildered, and disbelief by the decision by our referee, and you're going to get another look. Christian Torres is tracking back. Good ball coming through. Sonny Guadarrama trying to push the pace, and that is a nasty challenge there. You can understand the referee going straight red in that situation. Two-footed tackle. That's dangerous. You can break someone's ankle like that. And I would imagine the staff in the technical area is going to be escorted off, most likely, as they tend to Sonny Guadarrama.
We've been told that extra security is surrounding the field after the earlier incidents occurred after the penalty in the 50th minute, and the ensuing penalty scored by Castillo in the 51st. Well, Huiki talking this out with Luis Guardia. Guadarrama continues to be checked out on the field.
It's one thing as a Las Vegas player or technical staff to be frustrated by a referee's decision. It's another in a situation like that where it's just absolutely blatantly obvious that there's no challenge to be made on the ball there whatsoever. And just emotion and frustration boiling over, and things go from bad to worse for Las Vegas. But Christian Torres has to be much more level-headed in situations like that.
Garduño returns, or this team would have been down to 9. Injured a moment ago. There'll be a lot of stoppage time. How much? That's not an easy question for the fourth official tonight. It's Alejandro Aguilera. Cochran falls out for Bruce on a play. 9 minutes of added time. You almost need to go double digits.
I'm talking to Darren Powell. So kind of him to give us a bunch of time. And I asked him directly, I said, listen, you had Billy Forbes over on the left. Chris Tierpak steps in. Jose Escalante gets that job out on the left-hand side. And we brought it up briefly, and he said, listen, it's his shirt to win right now. Excuse me, to wear right now. But anybody can step in at any moment. And Jose Escalante was a bright spot for them on the left-hand side of the pitch tonight. And going back almost a year, I had a conversation, a gentleman by the name of Junior Gonzalez. At that point in time, Escalante playing on and off for RGV. Gonzalez now at Los Angeles Galaxy. And Junior Gonzalez telling us that this guy can just do amazing things with the ball. I think it was on full display here this evening.
23 in white, scoring for San Antonio in the 33rd. Ball toward Bruce, lifted away by Garduño. Free kick to Las Vegas. They're on the verge of their first ever loss in franchise history in a competitive match. Alatorre off the volley.
And smart by Mikey Lopez a second ago. Most people won't recognize what just happened, but Mikey Lopez a few games back versus Los Dos got a double yellow, two yellow cards, both of which were, I'll say, poorly advised on his decision-making ability. And you could see a second ago, foul goes down. Lopez standing right in front of the ball, an opportunity for a quick restart by Las Vegas Lights, and Lopez just shying away, doing a good job. And that's what San Antonio needs. Just stay calm, keep your composure. Just about 7 minutes left on the clock.
Alatorre comes down to Alvarez. Alvarez again. Elizondo Alvarez scoring against the team he once wore the shirt for, the inaugural player for San Antonio. Goal in the 75th. Made this game feel close again. Foligno. Darren Powell's team on the verge of their second win of the year. They look ahead to a game at home against Fresno, then at RGV, then home to Tulsa. They could get on a run here, Devin.
I said, I was like, this could be the launching point for the restart of their season almost. Again, only losing 4 games last year. They dropped 2 in their first 6, but coming up, and this is no disrespect to any of the squads that they're playing, but we're just going by the table that we currently have in front of us. They just had that draw versus Fresno, playing in Fresno, but now they're going to go back home. They're going to deal with Fresno at Toyota Field, and then, as you said, at RGV, home to Tulsa, at Reno, and respectively, you're playing 13, 17, 14 in the 8th place team in the Western Conference. So a lot of positive opportunities looking up for San Antonio.
Tapped ahead, and it's driven towards the net. Foligno was well outside the 18. It's a big smile on the face of Cesar Elizondo.
From the looks of it, Ricardo Foligno getting a little touch as San Antonio's been awarded a corner. You can say anything you want about him. You can call him antics, but still, the back line tired and exhausted, and Foligno gets his head on that ball. I mean, that is an excellent decision from the goalkeeper. That's probably going to find the back of the net.
And if he touches that outside the 18-yard box, he is right there. Elizondo against Alatorre. Off the flag. Well, Elizondo thought that he was going to keep it there. That's an instance where we have a much better angle than anybody else.
Unfortunately, that's been the only lucky streak for Las Vegas here this evening.
Halfway through stoppage time, nobody on the field knows exactly how much time they have. I think a player can guess 5-6 minutes, but 9? Here's a chance for Presley. Presley across for Bruce. Gonna run too far. It did.
And I get what he's trying to do there, but it's a little bit of youth and inexperience. You're up 3-1. Love to put another one in the back of the net, but could just as easily use your skills and abilities, step on it, go to the corner, play the 2-man game, kill some more of those seconds off the clock.
Kian Torres. Served upfield for Alvarez, cutting it across. Diaz arrives. Collision. Pekka, the Brazilian, sends it upfield. And this is dangerous again. Back pocket again. Another red card. Or is it he's put it back in his pocket? He'll talk it over. It's Connor Presley who's down. Kian Torres trying to explain this away.
Well, the good news for Guillen Torres is that Luis Guardia has put the red card back in his pocket. He's going to consult his assistant referee, the linesman, and the 4th official. More good news that Guillen Torres has not really had a lot of challenges here this evening. And Darren Powell showing his frustration and disbelief that another challenge like that could go on. You could almost see him in the background saying that's crazy. While they're deciding exactly what's going to go on, something to think about, Mike. I'm going to get another look at the challenge. As you can see Pekka playing out of the back, and good job by Connor Presley getting around him, and that's just another rough challenge.
And that's Garduño.
That was not Guillen Torres, it was Garduño stepping over.
Guillen Torres was the one who was trying to step up for his teammate.
And difficult to see from the camera angle. Sorry about that, folks. And Garduño, rightfully so, going into the book.
It's his 4th yellow card of the year, so he's moved onto the edge of a yellow card accumulation suspension with his next.
As they discuss exactly proper spelling of the name, so we can get it right on the scorebook. Kidding, by the way. First 6 matches for San Antonio. They've lost the possession battle once. Swope Park Rangers ended up in a 1-1 tie. They've also only completed less than 400 passes in a match once. Swope Park Rangers, somewhere around 327 or 329. You know my arithmetic is terrible. Tonight, 234. In the second half, they've only had 35% possession. That's 40 overall for the match. And still, they're the only team, looks like the only team that's going to be able to come into Cashman and escape with a victory.
Las Vegas playing down to 10, and 88th minute red card to Christian Torres. They've escaped finishing with 9 for the present moment. This game has just been all over the map. And just wait till you see our upcoming USL Game of the Week schedule. Las Vegas will feature prominently. You never can ignore what happens in Vegas. Elizondo. Cochran. Back over the top for Elizondo. Guadarrama. The turn is excellent. Bruce followed. It's knocked away. Lopez off of Ferrigno. Off of Bruce. Bruce takes over again. Followed by Thomas. Free kick. There's the service. Pounding challenge from Huiki. I think the referee might do well to end this thing.